A very good afternoon. Well, certainly someone will disagree with anyone who would say that yesterday here there were floods of water sweeping the area because it is scorching hot today. But the aftermath of what happened is still visible. Right behind me, residents are still trying to pick up the little that they can to try and erect their houses again and try and fix what they can, because houses were damaged and roofs were damaged. We're talking about 29 families where their houses were swept away, their roofs damaged, and we can really confirm that 2 people have been hospitalized and others sustaining minor injuries, and unfortunately 1 person has died. A 28-year-old woman has died yesterday after a wall fell over her during a church service. Sad news indeed. But I'm joined by the mayor of the Raymond Mhlaba municipality. Sodolopo, thank you so much for your time. A sad state of affairs. What kind of immediate support are you offering the residents who find themselves in these conditions?
We are really shocked about the extent of damage that has taken place in this area. We've been actually looking for rain when we were wishing to have some rain, but the way in which it came yesterday, the severe thunderstorms that took place, they created a lot of damage. As you can see behind us here, there's people who are trying to pick up pieces of their roofs and so on. And as you have pointed out, we are just from the Majiba family, where Noltando Majiba, a 28-year-old woman, lost her life next to the church where they were preaching yesterday. And there are already reports that there are 3 kids who had been hospitalized as a result of this disaster. As a municipality at the moment, we are actually going around trying to look at, assess the damage that has been done. And where possible, we are also trying to console the families that have lost their loved ones or who have their loved one injured as a result of the disaster. We are actually trying to bring together a team, a multidisciplinary team from various stakeholders: SASA, social development, roads and transport, and several other Matole District Municipality, which is responsible for disaster management, as well as the Provincial Disaster Management Center, so that we can get together at around 12 o'clock. In actual fact, today we'll be having a meeting at 12 o'clock today, and in that meeting we'll be trying to look at how we can give the immediate assistance to the people who have been affected by this tragedy. And we will be able to say exactly what we're going to do after that meeting.
And we're talking about immediate support now. But in the long run, Mr. Mayor, surely you'd need to focus on long-term solutions, because this speaks to the issue of town planning, the drainage system in the small town of Alice.
Indeed, there are challenges of the drainage system in our town, and we are actually doing our best to try and correct the situation. There has been work that was done in the area where there was flooding and where the cars were actually getting submerged under the water. There was work that was done there, but definitely it means more needs to be done in order to ensure that this situation doesn't happen again. So we definitely need to upgrade the infrastructure of our areas. But unfortunately, we have some financial constraints when it comes to that, hence the situation that you find yesterday.
And despite the rains having rained yesterday, it's no solution to you, because the dam that is in demand or in need of water, the rain did not reach that far.
Indeed, that area, Alice, is supplied by the Binfield Dam, which is that way towards Hawksbeck. If you go towards Hawksbeck, that's the dam that supplies Alice town. However, as you're saying, in actual fact, the water didn't, or rather the heavy rains didn't reach as far as that, you know. So to a very large extent, it did not assist us. Instead, we have the kind of damage that we're having today and the challenges that we're faced with now.
Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for your time. The Mayor of the Raymond Mhlaba municipality. Well, the numbers, they keep changing, I guess. The teams that are on the ground will be to finalize and give us the correct or a figure of those who have been hospitalized, those who have suffered injuries. We know some had broken legs, some getting minor injuries, but sadly, there is a family that is in mourning after losing one of its own yesterday. It's a situation that we continue to monitor, and not only is it the 29 families or the families that had their houses damaged yesterday that are feeling the pinch of the disaster that hit the small town of Alice yesterday, but also businesses have been severely affected by the heavy storms that hit the town yesterday. Some were not able to open today as there was still water inside the buildings where they operate in, and in fact some were busy sweeping away the water and the mud that is within their business centers. So a day where many have lost a day to run their business. A situation, as I said, that we continue to monitor, and we'll be keeping you up to date as to the developments as they happen. But for now, it's back to you in studio.